So over to you, Gaurav, sir.
Yeah, thank you so much. Sir, it's okay. So, I would like to share my screen.
Okay, that's fine.
Recording you have started. Okay. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to another day of the Agile Scrum. Hope you all can hear me well, and I'm audible to all of you. Is that right? Can you all hear me?
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Thank you so much. So, let's get started from our code of honor, and I appreciate that you guys are taking effort to understand the things. I could see some message that you were able to understand capacity but not velocity. Well, there are some terminology which are used in velocity, and those are story points and all. Those things we are going to understand when we will be trying to learn uh, estimation and planning. So kindly remind me during that time. So I don't think before that I should touch this point. But for now, because yesterday I talked about velocity and capacity, that's the reason was thinking to share this video with you. But thanks to Swati that before I could share that, she was able to share that. Thank you so much, Swati. So let's get started with Code of Honor. Anyone here, by the way, for the first time joining it? As your day one? Anyone here with day one? Okay, I'll take it as no. So you have attended the previous class. Having said so, let me get started with our important and yet kind of you can consider it as mandatory code of honor. Why? Because that will get us guided towards the goal. And our goal is what, everyone? For what reason we are here?
Replacement. Replaced.
Awesome. Yes, awesome. So we are here to get placed. So here are 6 code of honor. Quickly, we are going to um, understand and no, the very first one is showing up live. It means that we are going to be on time, remain punctual, and remain highly committed. Why? Because Agile is full of ceremonies, and that demand from every future Scrum Master follow this. And once you start following this over here in the training, there are chances you will be able to easily replicate once you get placed. And the another universal law with this is that says, how do you anything is how you do everything, that I have learned from one of my mentor. And the second one is because you are starting this journey with learning, obviously you will become student. So, but just don't be the student, be the full stack student. What does it mean? It means that the one who does all the assignments, does self-research, repeat what you learn. So these all makes you a full stack student. And third one, on this journey, start taking the full responsibility of your success. That's quite obvious you would do. But even if you don't succeed and touch failure, remember to take the full responsibility of that as well, because ultimately that failure becomes the trail to the success, because you will eventually make it correct, and with that correction it will eventually touch the success. And the third one, in this journey, please complete what you start. And the fourth one, to finish such thing, you need to have a concrete agile mindset. Agile mindset comes with various things that starts with continuous learning, to which we I generally call it as a becoming a lifelong learner if you are a future Scrum Master or product owner. And to do so, you must inculcate the habit of having a positive mind, and more positive minded you will become, you will find yourself going more complaint free. More complaint free you will become, you will find yourself getting loaded in more gratitude. More gratitude leads to happiness. Happiness is today's new productivity, and that is highly demanded in corporate. And the fifth one, to uh, be in this journey, because you are starting with learning, and uh, many of you have come with the various background where you have a vast experience of learning, and embracing some new learning may go difficult. And for that very reason, this code of honor comes, and that requests you to become a giver. Giver means keeping ego away makes you stronger on the path of learning. It means that you go more spiritually grounded on the path of growth. Spiritually grounded means the same that your happiness level increases, and happiness is today's new productivity that is demanded by corporate, and that's the reason this plays an important role over here when it requests you to make a giver. You are on this journey to learn more so that you can start earn more in IT, and it is said that what you want to get more of, you must start giving at least a portion of, and that's very reason, because you want to make more money, you are requested to start giving away a portion of money, and to which we can call it as a charity. So remember to do it 5% or 10% of your earning every single month, or in case you are earning weekly, do it every single week. And why? Because what you give makes you grow, and what you receive let you just survive. And in case you are not earning already, have an intention to do the charity. Once you will start earning, at least give away 5% of 10% of your earning to the causes where you believe in. That could be giving away to the old age home, orphanages, or to feed hungry children, or donate in temple, mosque, or churches. There is another universal law with this says that what you give, you grow, that I said, but just don't give away for the sake of growth, but also to inspire others, so that there will be huge contribution in the society because of you. And while you do so, appreciate what you do, what others do for you, and even what does not happen to you, remember that is preparing you for the next betterment in your this learning chapter and earning inning. So that's a more earning will be your day will start with good morning. So having said so, another thing with this is that what you appreciate appreciates you back. And sixth one, that says that increase receptivity in every single day. How would you do that? For that, yesterday I have already spoken about start joining and taking participation in 30 days audio program. That's the 30 days listening challenge. The more you will listen to that, you will see how things are moving. So this link you can anytime ask me after the session, and I'll be happy to share with you share that with you. And the second one, because we are taking a deep dive into deep learning, always start with golden quadrant of learning. Golden quadrant of learning comes with 4 steps. First, declaration with the anchor, then learn, and then using pen and paper, draw it, whatever you have learned after 24 hours, and then summarize it in a way that even 5 years old can understand. Trust me, if you can master it, you are going to become pro on it, and you will eventually wonder that how you have really become an expert in it. So are you all ready for the declaration and can see the selected statement on my screen?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much. So let's get started with declaration. Declaration is going to go with the anchor, and anchor is nothing but a self hi-fi or the clap. How you are going to do that? So at the count of 3, you are going to put the anchor. I will say 1, 2, 3 and clap, and you are going to clap and then read what is selected. Then you will repeat after me once I read it. So let's get started. 1, 2, 3 and clap and repeat. I'm a quick learner.
I'm a quick learner.
Learner.
What others can do and master,
What others can do
learn
and
and
learn
master.
and master.
I too can do that.
I
I
too can do that. Who can do that?
And one more time with another statement. 1, 2, 3 and clap and repeat. Because I'm an awesome learner.
Because I'm an awesome learner. I'm an awesome learner.
Today's learning is going to be
Today's
learning is going to be
super duper easy to me.
super duper easy to me. Super easy to me.
Yes, it is going to be, because just now you said so. And remember to get connected every single Sunday for technical session at 9:30 p.m. EST. Monday, you are going to again connect with us for technical session at 9:30 p.m. EST. But remember Tuesday, which is RRRP session, that means the reference ready resume preparation, where you will find the HR team, Devji himself, and other RRP experts, which will help, who will help you to optimize your profile, create your resume. And once it is done, just don't stop that because your resume is approved and you are done with profile optimization. No, the core reason behind is that enhances your visibility, credibility, and marketability, and let others believe in that you are not here just mere for training but to get placed. And those who will have that drive and that who are easily and easily and effortlessly able to transfer this intention to the RRP team, those get more priority towards the marketability. And Wednesday, remember to do the assignments so that you have learned from Sunday. The assignment could be said and unsaid. Said assignment where unsaid assignment is that where I will ask you share your summary, whatever you have learned, that we are going to understand from you, whether you are able to understand the topic or not. In that summary, that could be 90 seconds or less than that video. Said assignment will be anything apart from that summary or the said assignment that you are going to do. Again, Thursday, you are going to attend the RRP session with the same reason. Visibility, credibility, and marketability is the intent to enhance. And Thursday, you choose to do the assignment of Monday. Again, said and unsaid, I have already spoken. Friday is going, you are going to repeat whatever you have learned, do research in case the topic you have already learned and you want to expand your knowledge on that. And in case you have not done it assignment till this day, kindly complete it and come back with the questions that you have you are going to get answer of on next next technical session, that is on Sunday. Saturday, you can choose to be a breather day for you. It means that you can relax on that day. Having said so, do we all agree to follow this code of honor, and do we agree to abide by this? Say yes if you are. You can unmute and say
Yes,
yes.
sir.
Thank you so much. Truly appreciate that. And let's get started towards the deep dive to the topic. And over to you, Rahul sir. Back to you.
Okay, thank you, Gaurav sir. So let me share my screen first. Okay, so I think we have finished till here yesterday. And excuse my voice today. I've been coughing. So, so let me introduce myself. My name is Rahul Deshpade. Yesterday, I was not able to talk to you so much. I have 20 years of experience. Lastly, I was a program manager with IBM, and I graduated from University of Texas at El Paso. Anybody from Texas here? No, I think. Okay.
Excuse me, sir. I'm in Texas, Dallas.
Okay, that's good to know. That's good to know. So I did my master's from El Paso, and so I've joined a Grow School as a trainer here, and I will be teaching you a BA in Scrum here. So having said so yesterday we finished till here, I guess, and we were talking about sprint planning and how it is structured, and we'll start from here. So, so let's start. Excuse me. So, what is sprint planning? So, sprint planning is a crucial event in Agile Scrum framework, where the team comes together to plan their work for the upcoming sprint, which is upcoming sprint, which is coming up. So, a sprint is a fixed time period, usually 2 to 4 weeks that, as you know, during which the team works on specific tasks to achieve their goals. And as you have already learned from yesterday's session, but we'll still take as a review. So who is involved in sprint planning? The sprint, excuse me. The sprint planning involves the whole Scrum team, which typically includes developer, testers, designers, and any other necessary roles which is required, maybe architecture or whoever it is needed for the development team. So, and the Scrum Master is a facilitator and a guide for the team who ensures that the meeting runs smoothly. So how does the sprint planning work? So sprint planning is mainly divided into kind of two parts. One is what to do in the sprint planning is that the team looks at a prioritized list of tasks called as the product backlog. The product backlog contains all the work that needs to be done for the project. And in this part, the team selects the most important tasks that they believe they can complete during the sprint. Okay, so the part 2, we focus on how to do the tasks. So once the team has chosen the tasks, they discuss how they will approach each one. They break down the task into smaller pieces or manageable pieces and plan the necessary the steps to complete them. Okay. Anyone has any question?
No.
Can everyone go on mute, please? Okay. Thank you. So so these were the two parts of sprint planning. So how long does the sprint planning usually takes? Is that the answer to that is the duration of sprint planning? Yes, somebody's asking questions. Not able to hear you, Panu. I'm sorry, I can't hear you properly. Okay.
Oh no, you are not audible well. So I think, I mean, you just check your speaker, test your speaker and try to speak back. And in case still not audible and question is critical, you can definitely type in. Yeah.
Okay. So the duration of sprint planning depends usually on the length of the sprint and the complexity of the project. So typically it's, as you already know, that it lasts for 6 to 8 hours for a 4-week sprint. So this is the timing of the duration of the sprint planning meeting. So what was the goal of the sprint planning? The main goal of the sprint planning is to create a plan for the sprint that the team believes they can accomplish out of the backlog items. So they aim to select a realistic amount of work that they can complete successfully during the sprint process. So after the sprint planning, the team is all set to start their sprint. So they begin working on the selected tasks and collaborate to achieve their goals here. So now, after the sprint planning meeting is done, so now they are in the sprint. So can anyone say that can the plan change during the sprint? The sprint meeting is excuse me. There's one question I was asking that can any of the plan which has been discussed already, can it be changed during the sprint?
No.
Yes, it can.
Yes, they can.
Yes, so the right answer is yes, it can. So it has to have a proper discussion and proper questioning and answering has to happen with the development team, and the Scrum Master will be included in that. And so the changes can happen in the sprint, but it usually does not. They won't allow any changes unless and until it is very important. The features needs to be is asked by the customer or some other reasons which is more important than to continue with whatever the sprint is going through. Okay. So so Agile Scrum, why it can happen, why it can change is that Agile Scrum is in Agile Scrum, the flexibility is the key. So it should be flexible. So it should have it can accommodate changes as well, but not that much as we would expect. But when there is a need for a change, they should be able to accommodate. So while the plan is set at the beginning of the sprint, the team can adapt and adjust their approach. So if they encounter new information or face unexpected challenges during the sprint, so these are the things that we actually will talk more about this. Like there is one interview question that I'm going to talk later in this presentation. So we'll talk about that later on. So why the sprint planning is important? Now we are in the sprint planning slide here. So I can say that sprint planning is essential for a few reasons. Yes. Does anyone have a question? No. Okay. So so the few reasons are the clarity. So it ensures, so the sprint planning ensures that everyone on the team understands what they will be working on and what is expected during the sprint. And so this is the clarity that is required in the sprint planning. Also, alignment is required. The sprint planning helps the team align their efforts with the overall project goals and priorities. And another thing is efficiency, which is very important. So by breaking down tasks and discussing how to approach them, the team can work more efficiently and avoid any sort of confusion or duplication of work. The next reason is the commitment. The sprint planning encourages commitment from the team members to achieve the goals they're set for the sprint. And so in summary, what we can say is that the sprint planning in Agile Scrum is the foundational event, you can say, where the team decides what to work on, plans how to go through and do the tasks, and prepares for a productive sprint ahead. And I mean to say a shippable product delivery as it's been introduced earlier in the sprint planning. So this is what the sprint planning is. Anyone has any question, you can ask it now. Gaurav, you want to add something?
All right, I can definitely ask something instead of adding.
Okay.
In case there is no question, then question is from my end, everyone. So you can tell me that one sprint, if its duration is, say for example, 4 weeks, how long the sprint meeting will run?
8 hours.
8 hours, that's right. And what if the sprint duration is 2 weeks, how long it should run?
4 hours.
Who can tell
4
me?
hours.
4 hours. Okay. So you know the drill. So whatever the sprint duration, half of the means double of that is sprint planning meeting will take the time. So great. So that's the thing. You see on the very leftmost side where product owner is managing the product backlog. Can you all see that the pile of the tickets? We keep on talking about the ticket. Yesterday we were talking about tickets. Could you see that?
Yes.
Yeah. So, sir, something is some object I can see on your screen.
I don't know
Rahul,
what.
sir.
Yeah, that is what I was trying to remove, but
Okay.
it's not getting removed anyway.
Okay. No problem. So when you switch from the screen share to the another screen, so that appears, so no problem. So, and the sprint backlog is the chosen and prioritized tickets that you see on the second column. Can you all see that?
Yes, the green ones.
Yeah, the green ones,
Yeah.
absolutely right. And
Yes.
every single sprint backlog is ready as a part of sprint goal. You see the circle is indicating that implementation started. Can you all see the in circle? The duration is also mentioned, 7 to 10 days to 2 to 4 weeks traditionally, depending upon the sprint. Can you all see that in the circle, circular arrow? Can you see that?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes.
On
Yes,
top
sir.
of that, what you will see that one day, what has to happen? Can every single day, what should happen? One ceremony that goes every single day. And what is that?
Stand-up meeting.
Awesome.
meeting.
Brilliant. That is stand up or daily sync up meeting or daily scrum meeting. And who all participate in that?
The
Scrum
entire team.
Master,
Entire
product
team.
owner.
Yeah, that you see that the tiny above circle is there. Just above that, there is written development team. Okay, so entire development team will participate. Product owner will be, optional, and Scrum Master is the one who is going to do what in this meeting?
Organize the meeting.
Organize, facilitate. He is the facilitator and he is the servant leader. And this one indicates that while every single day you are implementing, and one fine day you realize that you have implemented it well, then the next arrow shows, means the red arrow that comes here. It talks about sprint review meeting. Okay, so first you do daily scrum. After that, you analyze, design, and build. That after the purple arrow, there is the blue arrow, and after the blue arrow, that says that testing the acceptance criteria, means the build or the work is about to get ready. But the moment work gets ready, immediate after that you do sprint review meeting, not the retrospective meeting that you see in the red one. Okay, red arrow. And sprint review meeting means whatever you have done, that you are going to present in front of whom?
Scrum
Whatever
Master.
you no. So Scrum Master will again, yeah, stakeholders and in
And
nutshell,
product owner.
yeah, so entire team, product owner, scrum master, and development team together, they are going to present whatever you have developed to the one for whom you have developed it. And that is going to be who?
Stakeholders.
Stakeholders means customer. For customer, you have developed it. And that meeting runs for 4 weeks sprint. How long this sprint review meeting should be?
4 hours.
4 hours. And
4
for
hours.
2 weeks, it is going to be 2 hours.
2
That is
hours.
mentioned
2
over
hours.
here. And once sprint review is done, successful, everyone is ready, and they are just celebrating, hey, you have done a good job and all, and things are ready to move further. As the rightmost column, you see that is, deployment distribution. Can you see the chosen backlog have shipped now towards the rightmost column? Can you see some pile of the tickets on the rightmost column? These are
Yes.
the shippable
Yes.
product.
Purple ones.
Yeah, the moment it happens, while this is going on, while deployment is going on, meanwhile, you choose to do, Scrum Master will choose to facilitate the last line in the red row, and that reads as sprint retrospective meeting. What does this ceremony known as, everyone? the last meeting
Sprint
of the sprint.
retrospective meeting.
Awesome. And that runs
Retrospective.
and that runs anywhere from 1 to 5 hours. So 5 hours, 1 to 3 hours, you can say, depending upon how long your sprint is. That continues to vary accordingly. So this is what exactly the picture represents. I believe you have understood, and we have some question as well. I see that Veena had raised her hand and Amit too. So first I saw Amit's hand raised. So we'll go to Amit. Amit, you had any questions, sir?
Yes. Gaurav, so the question I had, which I think I know the answer, but I just wanted to reconfirm, is when we're doing a sprint backlog, is it going to be for part of the final product or is it for the entire product delivery?
Okay. So final product
So
means
I mean, like if you're developing, say, a software for an app for a bank, right? So
mhm.
is it going to be the backlog is going to be for the entire app production, or are we dividing those into smaller sections and then doing individual sprints for that?
Okay, so I believe that I have also given the answer about it, but yet I'm going to means share that back. So this product backlog, the leftmost column is the backlog items for the entire app, for the entire application. But you break it down in the various sprint. Say that in sprint 1 we will just release that you can view your balance, say for example, and in next one what we will be able to do, we will enable the transaction. First sprint, view the balance, everything you will be able to view. In the second sprint you will be able to transact as well. Okay, in third sprint you will be able to also when I am telling transaction, in the second sprint it will be limited to into the self account. You can transfer and withdraw whatever. Okay, in
Right.
third sprint we will enable the third party transfer as well. So likewise, in every sprint you will decide a goal with customer, what exactly they need as a part of priority, and before you start working or implementation of that, you run a sprint planning meeting where you will discuss what all are functionality at the end of the meeting. Sprint planning or a sprint, you are going to deliver it to customer. So yes, in a nutshell, the sprint the product backlog is the complete broken down epics or backlog of the entire application. Sprint backlog is the portion of the entire backlog item that are chosen sprint chosen backlog or of highly prioritized items that is taken into the sprint planning for discussion, and that becomes the part of the goal of the sprint. Is it clear? Did I
Yeah,
answer
got
your
it, got
question,
it.
Amit? Yeah, awesome.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, you're welcome. Veena, you had any question?
Yes, sir. My
Yes.
question was related to sprint planning. You said the duration of the meeting is 8 hours if it is 4 weeks and 4 hours if it is 2 weeks, right? So
That's right.
would that be 8 hours at a stretch or a total of 8 hours?
Okay, so we can decide about it depending upon that's very wonderful question. So it all depends upon how product owner wants to conclude it. If he sees that it's time requires to be contributed in some other activity, he will decide that whether he will continue this sprint planning meeting towards the stretch, or he will break down in 2 days. Okay, so eventually 4 hours of meeting, 8 hours of meeting will be the entire day. But what industry in the industry, what I have seen, the sprint planning meeting, because this is very serious game, I see that it goes in the stretch as well. So be ready to experience such kind of experience as well. Okay.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
You're welcome. So yes, Rahul sir, I think this slide is well done, so we can move to another one. Yeah, so here sprint planning meeting, a quick summary that input, the product backlog, output will be the sprint backlog. And in sprint planning meeting, you will discuss who will do what, how they will do, and what was the leftmost. Can you read, Rahul sir? What is that? I'm not able to see because of something, some object is, yeah, now the what. So yes, so the what you are going to do, the how we are going to do, and the who is going, we are going to do is the part of process. Yeah, we can move to the next slide, sir. I believe that is pretty straightforward and you can take it up.
So let me stop the share and start again. 1 second.
Yeah.
Sir, meanwhile, I just wanted to ask one question. While
Yes,
making
sir.
this sprint planning, do capacity and velocity has been calculated somewhere?
Yeah, yes, that's right. So in sprint planning meeting, we talk about this highly prioritized meeting. How do we decide this, what is of highly prioritized item? So we start giving the story point. Story point is some complexity number, okay? So every product backlog will be given the story point, a number, okay? So, and that number always become Fibonacci series. Do you know what is Fibonacci series, everyone? Okay.
Yes,
No.
sir.
Fibonacci,
Not really.
Fibonacci series starts like this. It starts with 0 and one successor will get added to it. And the next successor will be the addition of the previous one. So once I say the first number in Fibonacci series is 0 and second is 1, then what is going to be the third one?
2.
1.
2, 1, 2.
1. It is going to be 1. Let me repeat that. What I said, Fibonacci series is the number where the last two numbers will be added and becomes the third number. Okay. So what I asked question, if the first number is 0 and second number is 1, then what is going to be the third number? No, the answer is 1. And then what is going to be the fourth one?
2.
2.
2.
2.
2. That's right. And what is going to be the fifth one?
3.
3.
3.
3. 3. That's right. And what is going to be the sixth one?
5.
5.
5. That's absolutely right. And seventh
How,
one?
how that?
8.
Wait, just interrupt. How can that be? Let's.
8.
How can I?
How can that be? 2, 5. If you don't mind me.
Okay. Yeah. Let me. May I share the screen quickly?
Sure.
And we'll tell you. Okay. So I'll share the whiteboard. So I said like this. Okay. This is the Fibonacci series. First, I started with 0, then 1.
Right.
Okay. And then say that always the third number, the next number after two numbers is going to be the addition of the previous two. So addition of previous two means the third one is going to be 1, obviously, right? Agree?
Oh, okay. Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
0 and 1. And then what will be the next number? Addition of the previous two. What is going it to be?
1.
2.
No,
2.
addition of last two. 1 and
2.
1, 2, right?
Oh, okay. So you're adding it.
Yeah, so addition of 2, last 2. So 2. Then what is going to be the next one? Who asked the
3.
question?
3.
3. It is the addition of the last one. What is going to be the last
5.
next
5.
one?
5.
5. Then what is going to be the last?
8.
Next
8.
8. And what is going to be the next?
13.
13.
13. And what is going 21? Yeah.
Okay,
Sorry.
okay. Now I understand.
So likewise, it continues to go and grow. Yeah.
Oh,
So
okay.
this is called as your Fibonacci series. And Nitish, we give a complexity number to every backlog item. The more complex it sounds, the team gives the highest point to it. Okay. And depending upon the highest point, we pick that up first to resolve. Okay.
Sir, can you
got
please
it?
spell out the term? Oh, Fibonacci.
Yeah. So I can. So wait a second. The term I am going to give you into the chat window. Just give me a second. I said complex PBI. will get story point. Okay. Complex PBI will get story point. Story point is to define complexity of product backlog. Okay, got it?
Yes.
Okay, so we will get to understand more about story point. For now, you have understood story point is in the Fibonacci series. Okay, and Fibonacci series, we saw the example. Did we see? Did you pay the attention, everyone?
Yes,
Fibonacci
yes.
series?
calculation.
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
Awesome. And every product backlog item, say for example, it is you are working on the personal loan, and someone says that first we will collect the inquiry from the customer, then we will calculate the interest, and then we will see that person's profile, and we'll say depending upon the profile, complexity, we will decide the interest we will give. Then our disbursement cycle, we have to make sure that should be automated in the system. Everything is fine. The 4 items we discussed, and try to make it as 4 tickets out of it, and you decide what is most complex one, and you say that calculation of the interest sounds more complex. Okay, and I think it won't take just 8 hours of development. So developers decides amongst them, and someone says that if I ask your developer, hey, how long do you think it will take, instead of hours, can you give me the points you are going to give it? So if he sees that it is not 8 hours, so he is not going to give 8 story points. If he sees that somewhere it will take 3 working days, means 24 hours, so he can give anywhere story point close to 24, and close to 24 I believe is going to be what 13 8 8 and 13 21, and 21 and 13 is going to be 43. Okay, say for example, so he will not give 21 hours, but he might give 43 hours. Someone 43 story point, someone gives it to 21, and someone else gives only 8 story point. So what we will do as a product owner, he will bring the average of that, and whatever the average it would be, okay, divided by 3, 8 plus 21 plus 43, that becomes somewhere 29, and 3 32, and 42 72 divided by 3 24. So he decided 24 is the story point for this interest module, interest backlog item. Okay, so story point is clear. Now depending upon story point, you will add some velocity. Velocity means what? 24 hours of the work in the past sprint, it took around 2 sprint every single time, and 2 sprint, 2 week of sprint. It means your velocity will be total story point divided by the number of the sprint it took. So 24 divided by 2 means 12. So 12 hours, 12 story point of work you can deliver in every 2 sprint. So it is quite easy to adopt that. It is quite easy to accept that. But if you get to know in the past that in 2 sprint, you have delivered 70 70 story point, so you will definitely know that this 24 story point we can easily deliver. We can embrace more for around 48 story point, so we can also embrace and accept more user stories to work upon. Okay, so thereby you are just calculating your velocity and strength and capacity to deliver the amount of work you can do in one sprint. Making some sense to you all? Yeah?
Yes, yes, yes.
You were able to connect with that, everyone, not just Nitish, because
Yes, sir.
the good
Sir,
question
can you
asked by
please
Nitish.
repeat little bit?
Okay, yeah,
Sir,
I will do
Sir,
that.
who does this calculation? I mean, is it a job of Scrum Master or the product owner?
So what kind
Even
of
Scrum Master
calculation?
is difficult for.
No, so calculation is pretty simple, right? So
Okay.
yeah, definitely Scrum Master facilitated. Calculate was pretty simple. So see, there are estimation technique, but we are talking about in planning. What we are going to do, we are going to ask everyone, hey, this user story, what the how complex do you think, what story point you will give? Okay, this is the first one. And there are number of user stories. Say, let me once more time share the whiteboard. Okay, so I can do that. Yeah, say for example, there are three functionality. Okay, functionality number 1. Okay, and I'm going to change this to another color, functionality 1, and functionality 2, and functionality 3. Okay, functionality 3. And one functionality is, say for example, going to be fund transfer using EFT, NEFT. Okay, fund transfer using NEFT. The second one is going to be again fund transfer using RTGS. Okay, RTGS. And third one is going to be fund transfer using NACH or ACH. Okay, do you all know this type of fund transfer method? Have you heard of this? One
Yes.
is
Yeah.
Yes.
NEFT,
sir.
RTGS, and ACH. Okay,
Yes, sir.
awesome. I'm glad that you know about it already. So good. And you decide EFT is the most complex one. Developer says there are, say for example, 3 developer. Okay, and those are like this. Okay, developer 1, then developer 2, okay, and developer 3. All right, so these
Yes.
are the developers, and together you ask them a question, can you give me story point for all of them? Okay, can you give me complexity? Can you just write the complexity for all this functionality? Say for example, this ask about it.
So this is
And
asked by Spring
product owner.
product owner.
Product
Yeah.
owner, right? Okay.
Because product owner is just top of the planning. He has to just confirm this to customer as well. So he will ask certain question. Say for example, developers gives the story point. Okay, and he gives the story point, say for example, randomly 21 to this. Okay, he gives 8 story point, developer 2, and it could be quite random. Okay, generally it does not vary the way I am talking, and he gives 43 to this. Okay, and he is developer 3. And now for RTGS, developer 1 gives 43. Okay, and he gives 21, say for example. And why they are giving 21, 43, and 8, depending upon their experience, say for example. Okay, that is one of the method how they are giving the story point. Okay, one of the method is based on the experience. Another method is based on the line of code they will involve into writing the code. Again, how they will judge the line of code it may take based on again the experience. With me so far?
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
sir,
Yes,
so the
sir.
piece of project the developer will be working on, it's
Mhm.
already pre-assigned or it's decided in the sprint planning meeting?
It is decided in the sprint plan.
Okay.
Okay, so say for example, it takes 21. Okay, so by the way, are you all finding it understandable? Are you able
Yes,
to
yes.
connect with it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, yes, yes.
And
Yes, sir.
less awesome. And for the ACH payment method to develop, developer 1 decides 8 hours, developer 2 decides 43, say for example, and and this one decides developer 3 21 hours. Okay, now at the end, what is going to happen quickly, and this is not so much of time consuming, right? So what will happen, this guy will quickly draw the average of it, and average is going to be how much? 1 3 9 and 8 7 and 4 2 6 and 1 7. So 77 hours he concludes for this. Okay, so it is going to be 77 hours, say, for example. I don't know whether my calculation is right or not. So this is the total hours, and 77.
82.
Okay. Okay, so 3 1 4 and 8 12
82.
2 4 2 6 and 7 9 8. Okay,
82.
3
82.
1 4 8. Is it going to be 82?
Yes.
Somehow I am getting 72. Am I wrong? 8 3 11 and 1
72.
12
72,
2
sir.
72.
72.
Yeah, it is
72.
going to be 72. So
72, yes.
72 divided by 3. Okay, so 3 will be the total count of above, and 72. So average will be how much? 24. Okay, that's what initially I had spoken. Right? Agree?
Yes, sir.
Agree?
Yes.
That's the
Yes,
average.
sir.
Right.
Okay. So
Yes,
I will
sir.
just type it like this, 72 upon 3. Okay. And here again, it is going to be the same. Okay. 72 upon 3. And in next, it will vary. So it is going to be 72 upon 3. And in next, it is going to be just a second. 42, 42, 84, and 185.
85.
85.
Yeah.
It will be 85.
Yes. So it will be 85 upon 3. So 85 upon 3 will be how much? It will be somewhere 28 point
28.
something.
Yeah,
28.
28.33.
28.
28.3. So it will round off towards 28 only. Okay. So now what's we see the complex story point. So this is individual for everyone. So in fact, we should not calculate it like this. We should have calculated over here, because total average against every total average against every functionality. Okay, because we are not calculating against every developer, but calculating against functionality. So here again,
Correct,
it will be
yes.
72.
20. The average I'm going to write 72 upon 3, and then we are going to write 85 upon 3. That is going to be what 28 hours. And then we are going to type it again, 72 upon 3. That is going to be 24 hours, 24 story points. Okay, so we are talking about story points. So now we see the total story point for what is which functionality will take what. Okay, and now we see that what is the highest complex point, developing RTGS functionality. Okay, and because we have seen that D1 has quoted highest, of course we will ask who is comfortable enough. So do you think that D1 will say that I will be comfortable enough? But D2 and D3 were quite comfortable. They targeted 21 story point, but still they were given liberty to quote it as 28 story point. So anyone can choose that and say that, okay, you can give RTGS to me that I will develop it. Okay, likewise, in the similar manner, EFT will be taken place and ACH will be taken place. Their development will take place. Okay, so this is how you are deciding how long how many story points one functionality is taking. So that is about one functionality and story point. But in the past, now go into the another one. In the past, you saw that there were total 2 sprints. So one sprint, sprint 1 is equal to 2 weeks, say, for example, and in 2 weeks, such 20 you delivered around 7 to 2 story points. Okay, 72 story point. And say, for example, there were such, 3 user stories, and each user stories were of 24 user story points. Okay, 24 user story point. Considering this, that in one sprint, you can deliver 72 user story, do you think, and just a second, yeah, if you saw in the past, uh, in sprint 1 you had delivered about around 72 story point, do you think in the one sprint you can easily deliver 24 user story, 24 story point of user story or functionality? Can you deliver that based on your past
Yes.
Yes.
velocity
Yes, sir.
experience?
Yes.
And
Yes,
how do we calculated the velocity? We simply calculated the velocity, the total user story point you have delivered in one sprint. Okay, and that was how much? 72 user story point per sprint. Okay, so that was in the past, and based on that we are deciding the capacity to be delivered in the upcoming sprint. You can definitely deliver when this functionality 1, functionality 3, but anything which is lesser than functionality 2, that you can deliver definitely. Otherwise it will overlap 70, it will overlap the 72 user story point. With me so far?
yes,
Say
sir.
yes.
Yeah.
See,
Yes.
see,
Yes,
if
sir.
you will calculate 24, 24, 24, 28, 24, it is going to be 76, say for example. Okay, 76. Yeah. 48 and 28 is going to be, yeah, that's right, 76. Okay, 76 you cannot deliver, but 72 user story you can deliver. That is coming from the past experience. In every sprint, 72 had been your capacity. Right?
Mm.
Agree
Yes.
or disagree?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yeah.
72 says the past experience. So you will
Mm.
say, can we accommodate something else other than RTGS? RTGS, we are not going to deliver this uh, in this sprint. We will deliver something else, and you will look for another user story, and you will ask their complexity from every developer 1, 2, 3, and all. Okay, if it goes below 72, you definitely accept that and you decide, okay, so 3 user story we are going to deliver in this sprint as well. You got the idea, guys, of the discussion?
Right. So this
Yeah,
RTGS will go to next sprint, correct?
that's right. We will accommodate in the next sprint. That could be the one. Second, if RTGS is the priority only, what we are going to do? Okay, we will decide we will anyway have to deliver RTGS because this is the high priority job conveyed by customer. We will anyway take RTGS. We will also see that because you have given complexity 24 24 to ACH and EFT, but customer want EFT first. Okay, so let's not include ACH. Can we include something else other than this? And in case you see that no, all 3 items we have to develop, can we add one new resource, Nitish? With
Yes,
me
sir.
so far? Yeah.
Yeah, I
So
understand.
this is how we are adjusting resource planning, and the team has to be in the place, and that has to from the start. Okay, so are you able to see how the sprint planning goes, how we discuss, how we adjust, and how we accommodate the things? Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
Kavruji, and I have a
Yes,
question
sir.
for
Yes.
that.
Yes.
Yeah, please
Um,
go ahead and ask.
yeah, the thing is, what I was trying to ask is, are we going to deep dive into this in later classes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Towards the last, I will. But generally, I have now, if you'll go back and listen to the video which had been shared by Swati yesterday, I guess, or today, so you will have more fair idea about it. Okay,
So
cool.
this is about the velocity.
This is about the velocity and capacity. Okay,
Sure.
in nutshell.
Done.
Got it, Nitish? Okay, so let's come back and go to what we were discussing.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I wanted to bring
Sir,
this.
I have a question.
Yes, Bina.
So,
Ask.
the developer gives this time But what if some hindrance happens and he cannot develop during that time?
What do you
happens
mean by
then?
that?
Like there is some problem which he comes across and he cannot go further. So will that change the duration, or it's taken care in the daily scrum?
No. So what happens when you give the complete effort of yours, okay? So and product owner has to pass that effort to stakeholder, right, Veena? So
Right.
if you say you have committed 24 hours of work, that means the 3 days of work, right? So it's upon product owner, he does his own estimation and he adds some buffer item for you.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
So he is not going to give exactly what you quote. Okay. But it doesn't mean that you are going to quote with the buffer. So you will give the right estimation so that it will give the breathing space for your product owner to pass the total hours, total working hours to product owner to the stakeholder. Made some sense?
Yes, sir. Yeah, thank
Yes.
you.
And in case some mishap happens, some resource all of a sudden in emergency gone away, okay, you will have always the backup resource planning, okay, as a product owner. Okay. Rahul sir, do you want to add anything into that?
Thank you.
Sorry, sir, I could not hear.
I said no.
Okay, okay. Thank you so much. And guys, did you all able to relate with that? I believe that you were able to. More we will visit it, more comfortable you will become. But how you can more visit it? You can definitely listen to the recording from, from how long? From 45 minutes to 1 hour. So from 45 minutes 1 second to 60 1 hour 2 seconds, say for example. So this portion you are going to repeat 3 times and it will get sync in your body and mind. Okay, got it, everyone? So you can repeat this portion. Thank you so much.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. Repeating the portion will be great idea. So we can go back to the discussion now. So yes, Rahul sir, over to you. I think I took the extra minutes
Yes,
in discussion of that. Yeah.
We have already passed 1 hour. So let's continue.
Yeah, sure. And that's the reason I gave this, calculation of the timeline. Yeah.
No, it was very important, sir.
Yeah,
Of course,
yeah,
it was
sure,
very
sure.
important. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Thank you.
So, all right, let's get back to sprint planning. So here we are. Can somebody read out the how and the who part here?
Sprint planning, the how. The development team plans the work necessary to deliver the sprint goal. Ultimately, the resulting sprint plan is a negotiation between the development team and product owner based on value and effort. The who, you cannot do sprint planning without the product owner or the development team. The product owner defines the goal based on the value that they seek. The development team needs to understand how they can or cannot deliver the goal. Sir, I can't see the last line.
Okay, that's fine. So I will read it out. If either is missing from this event, it makes planning the sprint. Okay, so what it says is that how the sprint planning is done. So for each selected product backlog item, the developers plan the work necessary to create an increment that means that meets the what is called as definition of done. This is often done by decomposing product backlog items into smaller manageable work items of 1 day or less, usually. How this is done is at the sole discretion of the developers. So no one else tells them how to turn product backlog items into increments of values. So the who will do it? The product owner or the development team are essentials to do the sprint planning. The product owner proposes how the product could increase its value and utility in the current sprint. And the development team are the people in the Scrum team that are committed to creating a usable increment in each sprint. So that is what the who part is. So well, let's move on to the next slide. Okay, so here the inputs. So let me read it out quickly. So here the inputs are. The input is a great starting point for the sprint plan is the product backlog, as it provides a list of stuff that could potentially be part of the current sprint. The team should also look at the existing work done in the increment and have a view to capacity. The outputs is the most important outcome for the sprint planning meeting is that the team can describe the goal of the sprint and how they will start working towards that goal. This is made visible in the sprint backlog. So the inputs here they are talking about is the team looks at the tasks in the product backlog as an input and decides which one to work on first. So the input to this meeting is product backlog and also the latest product increment also and projected capacity of the development team during the sprint and past performance of the development teams. So these are the inputs to the sprint planning. And then lastly, the outputs is the sprint backlog. So we get an output as sprint backlogs, that is stories committed for the sprint. Each item is defined with actual tasks here, and assignees are identified with estimates and done criteria. The sprint goal is also brought out during the sprint planning. And the stories committed in the sprint should be able to be completed. I mean, that means they should be such that the team should be able to complete them, should be able to demo them, and should be able to deploy them at the end of the sprint. So these are the outputs. So any question on it? Or Gaurav, if you want to add anything? Yes, somebody was telling me. Okay, so let's move on to next slide because we already passed a lot of time. So moving on to the next slide is the pictorial view. So it just says that whatever I just spoken, it just shows it in the picture. Here's the left-hand side is the product backlog during the sprint planning meeting. After the, it's input to the sprint planning meeting, and it comes, the output comes out to be the sprint goal here. Okay, let's move on to the next slide. The Scrum sprint. Okay, so can anyone read the whole?
Yeah, I can read. Scrum sprint is a repeatable fixed time box during which a done product of the highest possible value is created. Sprint lies at the core of the sprint agile methodology and can be thought of as an event which wraps all other Scrum events like daily Scrum, Scrum review, and sprint retrospective.
Yes, next one also. So the next paragraph also.
Sprint is one time-boxed iteration of a continuous development cycle. Within a sprint, planned amount of work has to be completed by the team and made ready for review.
Right.
Scrum projects are broken down into small and consistent time intervals, referred to as sprints. They can be as short as a few days and generally are no longer than 3 to 4 weeks.
That's it. So as it says that there's no need for getting into that much of detail. So they can be as short as few days and generally not longer than 3 to 4 weeks. The the Scrum sprint is a time boxed, as they say, time box, like a fixed period in the Agile Scrum framework, where a team works on specific sets of tasks to achieve their goals. It's a fixed period, usually 2 to 4 weeks, and during which the team focuses on completing a set of tasks that contribute to a larger project. And this is actually the main event of the whole Scrum. So that's why it is important. So how does the Scrum sprint work? So we go to the next slide here. And here is the a pictorial view on how does the Scrum sprint work. So a Scrum sprint involves several important steps here. So it starts with the sprint planning, as you can see on the bottom side. And at the beginning of each sprint, the team comes together for a planning session. They review the product backlog, a list of tasks and features needed for the project, and then decide which ones to work on during that sprint. Then working on tasks. Once the sprint starts here, the team dives into their tasks. They collaborate, use their skills, and support each other to get the work done. So, this is the part of the implementation. And the third one is the daily Scrum. So every day the team has a quick meeting called the daily stand-up or daily Scrum. They share what they worked on yesterday, what they will do today, and if they face any roadblocks of anything, that they will discuss. It lasts mostly for 15 minutes at the max. So then after this, there is something called as sprint review, where at the end of this sprint, the team holds a sprint review where they showcase what they have accomplished. They get feedback from the stakeholders and the customers and celebrate their achievements here. And lastly, the sprint retrospective meeting. So after the review, the team has a sprint retrospective. So there they reflect on what went well during the sprint and what could be improved in the next sprint. Scrum Master can really connect and listen to the team in the sprint retrospective. So here is where a Scrum Master can actually connect with the whole team more clearly. So, so this is what the Scrum sprint in a nutshell. So any question on it?
No, well explained. Okay.
Yeah, thank you. So, so let's move on to quickly move on to the
Rahul
next.
sir,
Yeah.
could you please pause the screen share on this moment? And I just want to add something quickly.
Sure.
And yeah, so let me quickly pause that and try to, I'm sharing my screen. Okay.
Okay.
So guys, what we have just now seen so far, okay, the input, what is input, everyone? What is input in sprint planning meeting?
The
quick
product
input.
backlog.
Brilliant. The product backlog. And do you all agree with this? Product backlog is going to be input?
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
And we
sir.
come out with the output as a sprint goal. Do you all agree with that? We have user stories
sir.
ready. Okay,
Yes,
guys,
sir.
we are going to work upon that.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yes.
Brilliant. So I'm happy that you are good with input and output. And this is the pictorial representation what Rahul sir has explained, where Scrum Master is making sure that every ticket, can you all see ticket on the leftmost side on the product backlog? Can
Yes,
you all
sir.
see that?
Yes.
Yeah. So
Yes.
he is
Yes, sir.
making sure every backlog item is moving from left to right, means work is in progress. Okay, so
Yes, sir.
the priority has happened in sprint planning meeting. All the discussion take place, understanding is going deeper. If it is one liner epic, it is getting converted into user story. And what you said that you finally come with the sprint goal to start implementation of that. Okay, this we have already spoken about. What we have spoken about, that every sprint is going to be time box. Time box means that you are going to decide, product owner is going to decide whether it is going to be 3 week or 4 week or 2 weeks of sprint. Do you all agree that this is a time box? And yesterday, do you all first agree that time box means fixed a week's duration we are going to decide before the start of the sprint? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
And who decides
Yes.
that? Who decides that? Product owner. Okay,
Product owner.
product owner, because he gets agreement with stakeholder. That's number one, and that's the reason we call it as a time box. Okay, and yesterday we also talked that such sprint continuously delivered in iteration is also known as iteration, and we gave you example of safe as well. When it is the smaller product to be delivered, we call it as a sprint. But the moment multiple product become and multiple team becomes involved into that, and that grows from 3 to 9 to 5 to 11. Do you remember that discussion from
Yes.
yesterday? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So that time we are going to call it as iteration, but iteration you should be knowing. Okay, at the end we have talked about that when sprint planning is done, implementation happen with every single day daily scrum meeting. Do you all remember that as well?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Yes, sir.
And when daily scrum is happening and implementation is almost done, you are satisfied, you invite to whom? Stakeholder and customer to give a demo in which meeting? Sprint review meeting.
Sprint
So which,
retrospective.
yeah, a
Hmm.
sprint review meeting, that to which we call it as a scrum review. And the good part is that Swati already was involved in one of the sprint review. Do you remember that, Swati? That you
Sir.
have recently done a sprint review meeting. Okay, so so likewise you all can work on a project and you can deliver that project, but before delivery of the project, make sure that sprint review in front of client has happened. Once client gives go green, claps for you and pats upon you, then you are ready without client to organize sprint retrospective meeting. In sprint retrospective meeting, what happens? You introspect on the retro part. Introspect means what you have delivered upon. Retro means what you have delivered upon. So that you are going to retrospect. How will you do that? Hey, what did we do well? Hey, what we should have avoided? Hey, what we should have done better? By asking some question, taking learning into action, taking a lot of learning, and now when you have a lot of learning, be ready to implement into the next sprint. With me so far, how retrospective is contributing into the next sprint by taking all the learning as an action step? Say yes,
Yes,
if you
sir.
do all agree. Okay,
Yes,
awesome.
sir.
I'm
Yes, sir.
Yes.
happy for you. So super. Now what in this, what we are learning. So this is done. What we are learning over here, during a sprint, development team comprises cross-functional member. Do you know what is cross-functional member means? Okay, the one who has knowledge of the different functionality, another who has the knowledge of different functionality, come together, they makes a cross-functional team. With me so far? What do we mean by that? Say for example, one has worked into banking domain. Okay, another has worked into payment sector, another one has worked into insurance sector. Okay, 3 BS coming together, and 3 developers have coded for them. Okay, all were chosen to become the part of engineer, tester, developers, and business analyst, and programmer, and designer, and so on. Able to relate with that, able to visualize it, able to connect with it?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Yeah?
Yes,
Yes, sir.
sir. Yes, sir.
Awesome.
Sir, why
Such
should the other functional people need to involve on in this?
come again, Panu.
Why should other functional people needs to involve on this meeting?
Okay. So imagine not others people will involve in this meeting. So they become first the part of the team, and
Okay.
that those team member will become the part of sprint. See, before you do the sprint planning meeting, say for example you are just starting a project, so your project will not have anything, only your project will have a customer, and customer will give you the job, and based on the agreed job you will start choosing your team. As a product owner, you will decide who will become the part of my team, who will be developer, who will be programmer, who will be the tester, who will be the business analyst, who will be the architect, and so on. Okay. So from where you will get it? So generally you will find there is a pool or center of excellence of developer. There is a center of excellence for business analyst. There is a center of excellence for QAs. And from there you will pick 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2 guys. With me so far, Ponu? Are you able to visualize?
Yeah.
There is
Yeah,
already
I can
pool, and
Mhm.
from where you are picking some talents. Okay. And
Okay.
there are some owners of those talents. In some company, we call it as a practice set. So QA is a practice. Development is a practice. Okay. Business analysis is a practice. So you will speak with every practice head as a product owner and will say that, hey, we need someone who is good in banking and insurance and cards. Can you give me 3 business analysts? You will speak to another person and say that we need 2 resources who are comfortable in coding for anything in the banking and in the insurance. Can you give me 2 developer for that? You will speak with another tester and say that in the testing practice head, you will say that we need 2 tester, okay, who are good in writing the automation code, and one is good in manual. But automation, we will not build them immediately. So for now, you give me them who is good in manual and automation both, and they are good in analysis ability and good in finding defects and all. Can you give me such person who has also background of working in the banking sector and insurance sector? And you are asking from different practice head as a product owner to take them in your project, and these practice head will build this project against their own resources. With me so far? Able to imagine, able to visualize?
Yeah.
Yes,
Now I
sir.
can
Yeah.
understand.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
yes.
Everyone.
Yes,
So
sir.
because you are bringing all the talent from different places, different practices, you are making them cross-functional, right?
Yes.
And that's the reason. And cross-functional also means that one function is of business analysis, another function is of quality analysis, another function is of the design of development and coding, another one is of architectural background. So these functionality you are bringing together, and they are forming the cross-functional. Yeah. You got it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Awesome. So I think I have answered this question, that how during the sprint, the development team brings the cross-functional team together, where all the experts come from the different background, and you, if some, knowledge they require, you make them self-organizing by providing them some training. Okay. Say, for example, project has some new module. You don't have any idea. You organize a training. You coach them. You mentor them. Then Scrum Master joins the shoulder with product owner. He takes the responsibility of coaching, mentoring, and training. So if you get to know some functionality, understanding of some functionality, definitely you will be able to do that. So now here, this slide talks about the before sprint part. So before sprint means what? Have we spoken about it? Before sprint means? We have talked about this. Say, for example, we have talked about this. Okay. So here there is something which we call it as a before sprint. And what is that?
Sprint planning.
Sprint planning meeting.
So before sprint planning, what happens? Well, in the sprint
inputs.
Yeah, inputs. That's absolutely right. So when we were talking about here before sprint planning meeting, before sprint, it means that all the input we are talking about. Okay. So here you see sprint planning meeting, and length of the sprint planning meeting we have already spoken about. It says that length of sprint planning meeting is proportional to the length of the sprint. So what should be the ideal sprint planning meeting duration?
8
That's the
hours.
interview question.
8 hours.
8 hours for how long sprint?
4 weeks.
4 weeks.
4 weeks. Absolutely right. And I hope not just 2-3 people, all of you are able to understand and remember that. 8 hours for 4 weeks. Yeah. With me so far,
Yes.
everyone
Yes,
say
sir.
yes. All of you.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes,
Awesome.
sir.
I'm glad.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And here it is clearly mentioned in the second bullet point. 4 week sprint should be planned no more than 8 hours. Okay. A 1 week sprint should be planned in no more than 2 hours. always double. And at the third bullet point, what it says, it determines the goal. Okay, what the goals are for the sprint based on the team velocity. Just now we discussed. Did we discuss the velocity quickly?
Yes, sir.
Velocity
Yes.
is the
Yeah, we
Yes.
discussed.
total user story divided by the sprint you have worked upon. Okay, and you get to say how many story point you can deliver. A set of features are pulled from the top of the product backlog. I also mentioned in the whiteboard that how you are deciding that which functionality to be delivered first based on your client's input, based on the prioritization, and based on the velocity identification. There, by working on these three items, you are coming up with the sprint backlog. With me so far, you are deciding the sprint backlog based on these three input.
Yes.
Yes? Yeah?
Got it.
Awesome. Brilliant. So, and how does it look like? So in product backlog is nothing but, as I keep on saying, that it is the broken down epics gets converted into user story. In sprint planning meeting, you discuss about all the functionality of user story. But as I said yesterday, it does not have to be just theory. It has to be action item. Do you all remember that?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
And
Yes.
at the end of the sprint, what you are going to deliver? Task, because action item is nothing but the task. So every candidate or ticket will be called as a task, and that will become the part of sprint backlog. And when you are closing the action item, one task, you are moving to done, then say, for example, one user story have the 5 tasks. And if you have moved 4 tasks in the 4 tasks into completed, then can you move user story into the completed?
No.
No.
No, because one task is still remaining.
Yes.
Now answer me this: if if one user story has the 5 tasks, and if you have moved all the 5 tasks into the done or completed, can you move the user story also into the completed?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
they
yes,
belong
Of
to the
course,
same
yes.
user story.
Yes, because they all belong to the same user story. Brilliant. I'm super happy that you are able to understand this. Now, during the sprint, what exactly happens? We have also discussed it, but here is the theory part. Okay. See, no features are added and the sprint goals don't change. The only exception to this is the team finishes a sprint early. Now let me talk about a real-time scenario. Say, for example, you are developing, and you have developed a good rapport with this one customer, and customer says, Supriya, you are awesome coder, and I know that it is not going to take you much more time to just add one simple functionality with this button for me. Can you please add that? And what Supriya should answer? Just anyone can answer.
Sometime. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, yes. And will Supriya do that immediately?
No, sir.
No.
She has,
No.
No.
Why?
It
she
has
has
to go through the entire process.
Entire process of what?
discuss.
It has to be communicated to the product owner, then the product owner has to discuss it with the team. And
That's a
then they have
brilliant
to,
answer,
Yeah.
Amin. That's the actual answer, Amin. So even though Supriya gets and any one of you gets such a question or some request, you will say yes, but you will say, I'll have to connect with product owner, so we'll follow the process. Okay, let me come back to you. Such kind of answer definitely you can give, but you yourself is not going to include it. Is it very, very, very and very clear to all of you? You are not going to include any request by your own self. Your product owner has to know about it, because he has to decide whether in this sprint it is going to get accommodated or not. Generally, he
because
doesn't
they're
allow.
part of a team.
Yeah, he is a part of team, and he is a kind of a decision maker as well, because ultimately he has getting funded, and he has to also answer to the PMO and C-level suit as well. Okay, so you cannot play with the budget as well, and means it will be kind of a loss if a certain means effort is going behind one functionality accommodation, and you are not getting paid for it just because your resources has said yes and he is or she is implementing. That is totally not acceptable. Okay, So product owner is going to decide whether he allows to accommodate this in current sprint or not. And generally he won't agree. Okay, is it very much clear to you all? Because this is very crucial.
Yes,
Yes,
definitely.
sir.
Okay, brilliant.
So,
So
Gaurav,
yes,
sir.
yes.
So
yes,
here
Rahul.
was the interview question. When the product owner himself comes to the developer and says that he needs to add another feature, then what is your procedure? That is the interview question. So can anyone have any
Yes,
idea?
brilliant question. So
It would
anyone
still be the same. It would still be the same because it has to be part of the entire process. We have to go through
what
the
exactly
product
would be the
backlog to the sprint planning.
yeah?
We have to analyze whether it can be part of this sprint or would it be part of the next sprint. I'm sure there's also costing involved, so it's not as easy as just yes, I'll do it. No,
No, he
I
comes.
wish it
The
was.
product owner comes and says that it has to be the part of this sprint only. So what is exactly the procedure? So if they don't have space for or the time for adding it, so what usually is the procedure? So because only if you actually worked on the sprint and Scrum, then only you would be able to answer this question. So any other and if you can explain how actually they would accommodate.
So they would accommodate in the next sprint?
No, not next sprint. This sprint only. That is the main.
So they will do the refinement process?
Like what?
So may
Based
I
on the
repeat what
priority?
Rahul? Okay, may I
Yeah.
repeat what Rahul sir has said? So I think Rahul sir is pretty much clear. I'm product owner coming to you guys because I told you what to do and you agreed upon doing that. And now I myself, because I have to make a decision and said I have to say, hey, one functionality is very kind of important and we have to rethink because we have to deliver this functionality and this is the take. So what do you have to?
In that case, we'll have to do it because the product
We'll
owner
have
is
to.
saying,
So do we
Yeah.
use WSJF, weighted shortest job first kind of thing?
Yeah, good. Rahul sir, you now from here carry on
Yeah.
because the question is coming from you. So I would.
So the answer is that you should have give it to the interview is that there will be always a buffer for any addition. So in the initial sprint that we manage, we will always keep a buffer, and then that buffer can be used to accommodate the feature that the product owner is asking. And if that feature is long enough or big enough and it is not able to accommodate that feature, then the product owner has to compromise on other backlog items that they will put it in the next sprint, but not that one. So that should be the answer.
Yeah. And this is the inside story, what Rahul explained.
Yes.
But as a as a performer, what should be the holistic? Holistic is that product owner has the buffer and that's why he is requesting you. That should your intellect say. But what your gut should say, that because product owner has said, and you don't have to worry about the roadmap and all, because he is designing all the sprint and all, Scrum Master is facilitating everything. Anyways, I have to deliver something. So if he decides, okay, instead of XYZ, I have to reprioritize and take ABC, I'm okay to do that eventually, because at the end, I'm going to get my perks. Okay, whether I work on ABC or XYZ. Is it clear?
Right.
yes,
Yeah.
nice question.
As a business analyst and as a product owner, now this combined knowledge becomes the holistic knowledge for you. And thereby you can definitely answer the question.
So
Making
will
some
that
more
be
sense?
Will
Yeah,
that be communicated to the stakeholder by product owner, sir?
Yes, is product owner is responsible for such communication. And in case product owner, and if you are future product owner, you must communicate that. Okay.
Okay.
Got it? That because you have requested for the highest priority, WSJF, what someone said, I believe Madhvi said. So yes, because we are making WSJF, we are taking your ABC in priority, and we are pausing for now XYZ because we cannot accommodate that. And we thought that we can reprioritize it. However, because you have requested and you think with your intellect that I have buffer time announced already, so you can go ahead and say, just because of you, we have rearranged all the resources, we did the resource planning, and I know that how difficult you can understand it could be. Means you can go and you can say that you are just not doing because you have a lot of time. You are saying we are good with the proper planning, but still somehow we have snatched time for you and we will be over delivering with you. And do you think anyone for whom you are over delivering something, will they be happy or they will sad? They will be happy, right?
Happy.
Yes,
Happy.
they'll be happy.
So always have this intention of over delivering so that your customer will always be on your standing on your behalf. Okay, he will be with you always. So this is how you can handle this, approach this, and even answer this. So am I right, Rahul sir, in a nutshell?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so yeah, so I think we can come back. We have I think believe that reached the time, but let me see. So during the sprint, no features are added without product owner consent. Only exception to this is if the team finishes sprint early and they are sitting idle, then as a product owner, you can decide if something you can give. Okay, make some sense, more clarity to you. Yeah.
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Yeah.
Yes.
Awesome. So what I'm going to do is that let me quickly see. Okay, there is a lot to come. So I think that we have touched the time and we should stop it over here. Okay.
Yes.
Yes. So any question till now?
Nope.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to take one name. Okay. This name could be popcorn style. Okay. And anyone random, and you have to pick one word with today's learning. I know how it started, how it is ending right now, how you are feeling, what you have to say. One word comes that in your mind, so be ready with that. Okay, so everyone is ready. One word you have to just speak how you are feeling, yeah, right now with this section. So let's get started with Afe. I know you are repeating. What do you feel like saying? One word from you, Afe. You can unmute and speak.
Yes, I feel I'm understanding more.
Understanding more? Okay, yes. Awesome. Let's hear from Savita. Savita, one word from your end.
I'm understanding most of it.
Okay, understanding. Awesome. Sonali, what do you have to say? One word?
Sir, I'm in the process.
You are processing. Okay, awesome. I like this answer. So let's hear from Gayatri. Gayatri, what do you have to say?
Yeah, it is very informative and more able to understand more because it's my second time right now.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much. And let's hear from Ponu. Ponu, one word from your end.
Still, I'm working on it, but I got more confidence, sir.
Okay, confidence. Awesome. Priya Kalke, what do you feel like saying?
It was very informative for me.
Okay, informative. Awesome. Uma, what do you have to say? One word from your end.
It was too fast for me today.
Too fast. Okay. So are you going to repeat it?
Yes, sir.
Awesome. Glad about it. So
Same
Nitish,
here.
okay. Who said that? Sonali, did you say that? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, awesome. Glad to know. So let's hear from Nitish. One word from your end.
It was very good and I learned it, sir. Thank you.
Okay, good. Purvasha, what do you have to say? One word from your end.
So far, so good. I'm feeling a little bit confident on this topic.
Okay, confidence in this topic. Awesome. Tusharika, nice name. What do you have to speak about it? What do you feel like saying?
Easy to understand and yeah, with good examples.
Good example, easy to understand. Beena, what do you have to say? One word from your end.
Elaborate.
Elaborate. Awesome. Lakshmi, one word from your end.
Today is okay, but yesterday was better for me. So I need to go through this session once more.
Okay. Today is okay. No problem. I can understand. Please repeat that. Thank you so much for being honest. So Priya, one honest answer from your end. One word from your end, in fact.
Good
What?
going.
Good going. Lubna, what do you feel like saying?
Confident.
Confident. Awesome. Sangeeta, what do you feel like saying?
Interactive and engaging.
Interactive and engaging. I and E. Okay. That's amazing. Sandhya, what do you have to say?
I am still processing. Need
Okay, you.
to repeat the session again.
Yeah, okay, understand. Thank you so much. Take your time, repeat it. And anything, we both are there, Rahul and Gaurav, we both trainers are there. Just a message away, you can ping us anytime and we will be happy to help. Ruchi, what do you feel like saying?
So this is my second live session, but I'm gaining confidence bit by bit every day. So thank
Okay,
you.
awesome. Glad about it. Thank you so much. Swati, I know you are repeating, but yet you are taking it in new way. What do you have to say? One word from your end.
Confident.
Confident. Awesome. Thank you so much. Glad about it. Ritesh, what do you have to say, sir?
Processing. I need
Processing.
to redo. Yeah, both days again.
Yeah, both days, because yesterday you, I think, dropped bit early. So yeah, definitely please process it. Yeah, thank you so much. And remember, I watch each one of you when you're dropping, when you're coming in. So yeah, thank you so much. Aruna, what do you feel like saying? One word from your own.
Need to review back again, sir, this
Review
lesson.
back. Thank you
Yeah.
so much, Aruna. Madhvi, one word from your end.
More clarity. So I had more clarity today.
Okay, more clarity. Thank you so much, Madhvi. Amit, one word from your end.
Enlightened.
Enlightened. Awesome. Glad to know about it. And Vishwa, one word from your end. Vishwa, one word. Okay. So if not, we'll move to Samira. So Samira, what do you feel like saying? One word from your end. Samira, one word from your end. You can unmute and speak. Processing. Awesome. Thank you so much, everyone, for your wonderful answer, honest answer, and I truly liked it. We will
got
make sure.
me.
Okay, sorry, Devi. Yes, Soma Mukherjee. Yes, Soma. What do you feel like saying? One word from your end.
I'm getting there.
Yes.
I'm getting there.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much. I'm glad to hear, and thank you so much for catching up, me not skipping you. So yes, so thank you so much everyone for connecting, and it was really glad to know about your quick understanding, how much you are ready to review it. And yeah, looking forward to work with you at deeper level, making sure that you are going to understand everything, get in a way to repeat it so that you can perform in project directly and you can deliver it better. Okay, having said so, thank you so much. We'll talk to you again on next Sunday, but meanwhile start working on the repetition and revision and thereby bringing the summary of it. Thank you so much. Bye-bye and good day. But before we close it up, Rahul sir, one closing remarks from your end.
Actually, no, this was a very good session according to me, and I think everybody has understanding of what complexities are there in this session. So good luck to you, everyone.
Yeah, thank you so much, everyone. So we'll talk to you again
Thank you,
very
both of you.
soon and continue to
Bye-bye.
attend RRP session. Bye-bye. Good night. Thank you. Vishwa, you can stay back and I am going to stop the recording and rest of all of you can drop. Thank you so much. Bye-bye, everyone. Good
Thank
night.
you,
Thank you.
Gaurav sir.
Thank you. Thank
Good
you,
night,
everyone.
everyone.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Gaurav sir.
you. Thank you. Thank you,
Thank you, Gaurav
everyone.
sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Can you
So
stop?
Rahul sir, you can stop the recording.
Yeah.